Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. And On Fire Athletes platform powered by Gamecoin. What a day. If you have not yet heard, Derek Carr is retiring from the NFL. I was just sitting down. Go this way. I was just sitting down to start Morning Scone and go this way. I was just sitting down to start Morning Scone, talk about LSU baseball, getting a walk-off win and extras at about 1:30 in the morning. Go this way.
Go this way.
And that's when I got word about Derek Carr. So we're going to pivot here. I got the story up at louisianasports.net. Go this way. Okay. So thank y'all for hanging with us here this morning. But we got a lot to talk about. Needless to say, I did not expect this news this morning. I certainly thought Derek Carr had played his last game for the New Orleans Saints. Shoulder surgery, all the stuff. They were certainly going to move on from him after this season. But this Saturday morning, I was certainly not expecting to wake up to hear this news today. But the Saints do have many. Drew, baby, go this way. The Saints have rookie minicamp today, and so there's media availability today, both to watch practice and player availability afterwards. So no doubt people were going to be asked more. Tyler Shuck's probably going to be meeting reporters today, so he'd be asked about it. And so I guess the Saints decided to get out ahead of it, in conjunction with Derek Carr. So I just started Morning Scone, period. I'll do it as soon as I finish. So go this way. So today with rookie minicamp, I guess officially begins the battle to replace Derek Carr. Is Tyler Shuck the guy? You want to say good morning? You want to say hi to Dad Show? You want to say hi to Dad Show? Nope. He doesn't. He gone. So, still my contention, the Saints are going to have to add a veteran quarterback. You'll have Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, Jake Hayner still there. My guess is you're going to add a veteran, unless they just hand the reins over to Tyler Shuck to see what they got here. So, what a time. So, good morning, y'all. Landed in New Orleans last night at little before midnight. Thankfully, I was able to watch the LSU baseball game on my phone on the flight, and then had it on my dash. So I was watching. I was carefully driving, but had the game on as well as I was driving home. I pulled into my driveway as Jared Jones singled in the 10th. So I came inside and was like hurriedly getting set up for my Locked On postgame show, and that's when Ethan Fry hit the walk-off sack fly. Close play at the plate. Jones clearly made it. And LSU wins game 1, 5-4-10, which was awesome. And what was not awesome was Cade Anderson's injury. So Jay Johnson seemed to downplay it after the game. Not a big deal. Hopefully that's the case, and he'll be able to plow on with one more week of the regular season. I wouldn't throw him at all in the SEC tournament. Go this way. I'd give him that week off. That's not uncommon. Remember, Maneri did that with Aaron Nola one time late in the season in 2013. Just gave him one of the last weeks off. Let his arm rest. Get ready for the. You done? Let me see. I don't know if I believe you. Okay, yeah, you are done. Good job.
Vertical, please.
Okay, well, thank you for asking so nicely.
Go this way.
Go this way. Okay. Please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all for being there with us. Again, everybody jumping aboard here on the Saturday morning. Big news, Derek Carr has announced he's retiring. The other part we learned about this is in the announcement the Saints made on social media, they disclosed finally that Derek Carr had a labral tear. So he tore his labrum. And he has significant degenerative changes to his rotator cuff. Not sure what that means, but that's what the scans determined. So they tried to work on a best path forward, considering surgery. Ultimately, Derek Carr made the decision to call it a career. So Derek Carr done, his football career over, done in New Orleans. We'll certainly have time to look at the context around this, what it means. Carr is going to go down as the worst free agent signing in the history of the New Orleans Saints. 150 million, 100 million guaranteed. You restructured him twice, further putting you in cap peril. He started 27 games. He was 14-13. He was in New Orleans what he was his whole career, mid. It's a thing I said from the day they signed him. And now that this awful experiment is over, we could discuss it. Wish him well in life with whatever is ahead. Again, seems like a good guy. He just was a very average quarterback and not a great leader of this franchise. So you never want to see anybody get injured. Go this way. But, this is how it ends for a lot of guys. So too is it for Derek Carr. His career is over, and the Saints move forward with Tyler Shuck. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Hey, Brad, good morning. Brian, good morning. I'm not going to talk about Sharon Moore today. Caleb, good morning. Great game last night. Great news this morning. Does the retirement affect the cap this year going forward? So my guess is that's a really good question. So my guess is they will. So not the dead money. Not the dead money in future years. That's
Go this way. Go this way.
go this way. So he gets his the $10 million roster bonus still goes to Carr, but apparently the Saints will save $30 million this year. I guess that would be they'll designate him a post June 1 release. Go this way. But so let's see, his dead cap number his dead cap number for next year is $59.6 million. So he's going to count $59 million against the cap. Now, his dead cap number this year is $80 million. But if they do a post, I wonder if this is different because of a retirement. Because like the way I'm reading it, so it's a good question. But Ross Jackson, I'm reading you Ross said the Saints get back $30 million of his 2025 salary, $10 million roster bonus still going to Carr. The Saints are choosing not to pursue that, so they're going to give him the $10 million. Fine, whatever. But his dead cap number this year is $80 million. The cap hit was 20.4. So I'm curious how that's all going to work. I'm going to let Ross write that for LouisianaSports.net, and I'll get all the specifics on that. Good morning. It's Poppy. Ben Berto, good morning. Kyrie, what's up? Chef, good morning. Naturally, a lot of people are celebrating this morning. Joseph, Jason. Yeah, great. First the new Pope, now Derek Carr retires. What a week. It's funny. Matt prayed for days like this. I did not pray for Derek Carr to get injured. I want to be clear about that. I've never prayed for Derek Carr to get injured. Not cheering for guys' injuries, but I am glad the Saints will now move on. Thomas, good morning. Cortland. Hey, Brad, good morning. Rex, go this way. You saw back-to-back immaculate innings. I did see that. Javen Coleman did it, and who's the other one? Who am I missing? I saw Javen Cole. I saw them both. I'm blanking on the other one. Y'all crazy, man. Wendell, what's up? Devin, good morning. Club, what's going on? James, let's see. Derek Carr retire and LSU walked it off. Let's have a crawfish boil. I'm not a Saints fan. So good. Hey, Melody, good morning. Thanks for being there. Mark, let's see. What does this do for salary cap? I definitely need to get more definitely need to get more info on the salary cap thing, because again, as I'm looking at it here, after they restructure Carr, his cap hit for 2025 is $20.4 million. His dead cap number is $80.1 million, which means if he's not on the roster, it will cost you $80 million against the cap. Now, $30 million of his salary is fully guaranteed on the third day of the league year, injury guaranteed at signing.
Go this way.
Go this way. So maybe that's the difference, is there was an injury provision. But again, a post-June 1 designation, but he's not being released or traded. Let me get the answers to that, because candidly, I'm confused by what I'm looking at because of what Ross texted me, and he would know better than I would. So let me get that answer, and and we'll go from there. Best decision you ever made. Jason, Nussbus 2026. Rocky, good morning. Alvino, what's up, man? I want to dance this up. I do love that song, man. Ryan, can't wait for your possible AFR rant about this. Kyrie, I guess we get what we want, regardless if we actually wanted it. New record prediction. I don't think my record prediction would be any different. I mean, I thought with Derek Carr, the ceiling for this team would have been 7-8 wins. That's with a healthy veteran Derek Carr. Without him, I mean, Vegas with Derek Carr had the Saints projected at 5.5. I just think it probably doesn't change much. Go this way. Bubba, Jerry, Big Wade. Go this way. Everyone's asking about the contract. I like go this way. Go watch your iPad, baby. Go this way. Okay. Big Wade. Yeah, man, I know everybody's asking about this, but that's just the part that I'm a little confused on. All right. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Good time to remind y'all, Parish Construction Roofing, parishbuild.com. Also, tomorrow's Mother's Day. Our friends at Unique Physique are launching Unique Aesthetics, and they have some amazing deals, like pricing before they open. So, specialty pricing before they open. And you can use my URL, shopwithmatt.com, shopwithmatt.com, shopwithmatt.com. It's my personal, oh, that's not the one. But use this one, shopwithmatt.com. Ooh. Okay. Use shopwithmatt.com. All right. Appreciate y'all. Man, my phone is blowing up, y'all. I'm sorry. Like I don't mean to be distracted. I'm very sorry for that. But as you might imagine, everything's blowing up this morning. Okay. So 2025 roster bonus. So here's the thing. Okay. So the 2025 roster bonus, which $10 million, that was paid the fifth day of the league year. Okay. The $30 million salary fully guarantees the third day of the league year. Injury guaranteed at signing. So the $30 million salary is fully guaranteed. Unless I'm reading it, that goes away because of the injury. I don't know. Anyway, I need to get clarification on that. That's not making a lot of sense. Bro, how about this guy going into my mentions to drop a link to his story? Bro, people are fickle, dude. Like, I want to go tattoo this guy now. That's crap, man. Okay. Like some guy went in the 104.5 ESPN post about Carr's retirement, which obviously is getting tons of reaction on it, and posted a link to his story about Derek Carr. Like, just muted that. Like, give me a break, dude. Freaking loser. Anyway. All right. Elliot, just tuning in. Everyone's asking about the cap savings. Be humble, Uncle Scone? Like, what do you mean be humble? I am being humble. Robert, I know I'm late to the party. What happens? Everyone's asking about this. I got to get Ross to write this, because the 30 million doesn't make sense that goes away based on how I'm reading this. If his 30 million was fully guaranteed on the third day of the league year. Well, the third day of the league year was in March. So like if it's fully guaranteed, unless if what they're saying is the and like this is the thing, like this is the bigger part. Okay. The Saints keeping the 30 million, Carr keeps the signing bonus. That's fine. Like here, this is the point that I'm making. There's a big difference between the cash value and the cap hit. Okay, because of how you structure things. I don't care if Gail Benson keeps $30 million. Like she's a billionaire. I don't care if she keeps $30 million or if it gives it to Derek Carr, whatever. Okay, so they don't have to pay Derek Carr $30 million for the season. Fine. But that $30 million doesn't go away from the salary cap is my question. Like that's of far greater importance to me is not whether or not Gail Benson has to pay Derek Carr $30 million. What's of far greater importance is, does that $30 million still count against the cap? Because when they restructured his deal, his cap hit for 2025 is $20 million. But his dead cap number, meaning if he's not on the roster, then his dead cap number was $80 million. So that's the gap that I need clarification on. Like I understand the cash component of it. I understand that very well. It's like whenever you restructure a deal, right? That's what they did. They restructured the deal. They converted Carr's salary into signing bonus, paid it to Carr, and they were able to kick the cap hit into future years. That they've done that very commonly. Well, he had a $10 million roster bonus due him, which they paid him, and they're going to honor that. But the cash value of the contract is what we're talking about. The $30 million, is that a cash value or is that against the cap? That's the bigger thing, because if Carr being gone, unless there's a retirement provision, you have to take that dead hit. Like now you're talking about $80 million in dead money. I just can't remember a situation like this. I mean, like the Ramchick situation. So like the Ramchick situation, remember, they designated him for post June 1. So his cap hit this year, Ramchick's cap hit this year is still $12.3 million. It still counts 12.3 against the cap. See, Carr's cap hits 20.4. The dead number is $80 million. Unless if because of a retirement, it structures differently. Everybody's asking about it. I think Ross is doing a Locked On Saints right now. It's funny, like every third question is about the salary cap. And I appreciate it because y'all are definitely giving me the thing. Like I've texted Ross, I'm like, you got to write the salary cap piece. You got to write the salary cap piece. That's what everybody wants to know. So y'all have at least told me the thing that you're interested in that we got to figure out. So, and I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you. Like I feel like I understand the salary cap pretty well, but clearly there's something in the retirement component of this that varies. Again, I don't care about the $30 million that Gail Benson is either going to pay or not pay Derek Carr. I care about the cap implication. That's the bigger deal, not the cash value. Because if you're telling me the Saints now free up $30 million against the cap, well, that's a big deal. Because now you can go buy you can go buy an elite receiver. You can go add a veteran quarterback. You can add go this way. Will you do the same thing as drafting Miller if the Saints sign Rodgers now? No. If the Saints want to sign Aaron Rodgers, great. I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to come to New Orleans. Like Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old. He's going to go somewhere that he has a chance to win. The New Orleans Saints roster isn't built to win right now. So if he wants to come here, great. He'll make the Saints a better team in the year he's here. But he's not capable of that. Hang on. Someone said get Ross on the phone. Hang on. Oh, wait, hang on. All right, here we go.
Your call has been forwarded. Voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Hang on, I'm getting Ross right now. Okay, here we go.
Hey, dude, you got me?
Yo, hey, I'm on morning Scone, and I have you on speaker because okay, so every third question I'm being asked is about the salary cap. Okay, so I have a question. So here's my question. So that's Ross. Say hi, Ross. Say hi.
Buddy.
Say hi.
Hi, Ross.
Okay, good job. Okay, so so Carr's cap number is 20 million. The dead number is 80 million, right?
That used to be the case, yes.
Okay, so the provision is that the $10 million roster bonus he gets, the 30 million, is that an against the cap number, or is that a cash value number?
That should end up coming back to the Saints as a part of their cap relief, as a part of their cap number. I don't think it's going to come back cash value, because what it is that it was that $30 million is what they restructured before the season began, or before the new league year began. So it was originally a charge against the cap. So because they restructured that, it should come back to them as cap value. And so it should help them out there, as opposed to it being some type of cash consideration, because the NFL typically completely delineates everything cash consideration. The only thing that would be cash consideration would be like, for instance, coaching, coaching staff, stuff like that. Everything player related is typically cap considered.
So how much of that 30 is this year's cap, and how much would be what they kicked into future years? So would it just like effectively nullify the restructure?
That's basically the idea. Yeah, is that it effectively gives them back what they restructured. This is what we believe at the time. We'll get more information as it goes through. But as we understand it, this should effectively not necessarily reverse the restructure, but give them back the money that they ended up pushing into future years. So we got to see how this kind of impacts the rest of the future year stuff. But only the $10 million roster bonus should stick with Derek Carr, as it sounds like the Saints aren't interested in pursuing that.
So that's my question then. So if it effectively nullifies the restructure, then it's going to add money to this year's cap then, right?
Correct. So it should help them a ton that way.
No. So it's going to add money to this year's. No. So like.
Yep.
The money.
So for instance, instead of them being $27 million under the salary cap, they should go back to being around $57 million under the salary cap. Like it should give them money back.
Okay, so I was thinking of the other way, because if you're nullifying, you did the restructure to get cap relief this year and push money into future years. Effectively, what I'm saying is, wouldn't this then take the money out of future years and put it back on this year's cap?
No, it shouldn't do that, because it can't put it back on the cap without it going to a player, right? So unless the only way for that money to go to count against them is if it's being paid to somebody. That money would come back to them without actually being paid anywhere. So this would be relief for them, as opposed to new money spent, or new money or money that remains spent.
But that's where the dead cap number is like sticking out. I'm going, all right, so why? I mean, you're still gonna have a giant dead cap number with them not being there, because it's cap hit.
It depends on how the rest. The only thing that should remain on the future years would be whatever was already guaranteed. And so that $30 million, if that reverses from being guaranteed, then you're still looking at some future cap number.
Yeah.
And that's why, look, they could get $30 million back, but maybe some of that other money accelerates into this year, unless they don't process his retirement until after June 1st. There's a bunch of different ways that this could end up shaking out. So it might not be $30 million clean, but that's what starts the kind of process.
Okay. What's interesting, because his cap hit for this year is 20.4, right after the restructure.
After the restructure. Mm-hmm.
So what is that number going to be? What's that? Because they will carry some money for Derek Carr on this year's cap. I'm just curious what that number is going to be.
Yeah, that's the point. That's where we're kind of like, okay, look, this brings $30 million back to them, but we got to see exactly how all of it lays out and how the rest of the dominoes fall into place, because there should be accelerations depending upon when the deal or the retirement is processed. That will have implications as well. So we'll see exactly which way it goes. It might be $30 million that comes to them cleanly, and then some of that comes off the books later for a different reason. Like once the retirement is processed, it might be $30 million that hits them now, and then everything else gets turned into considerations for future years. We got to kind of see how the rest of it all plays out. But that's the starting place for it all, is that 30-10 split. And we got to see what other money ends up moving around.
When do you think we'll know that?
Probably soon. It's going to depend upon whether or not they choose to process the retirement immediately or wait until after June 1st to process the retirement. Like those things would end up having will have kind of the biggest impact.
Okay. All right. I'll let you go write all this now. By the way, this is why you should all be following Ross on Twitter, listening to Locked On Saints, and reading his stuff at louisianasports.net. Thank you.
Yes, of course, but I appreciate you.
All right, man. Later. There you go. Guy who knows way more about it than I do. High five.
No,
That was Ross.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Dinosaur.
Okay. You got it, Thomas. Thankful for the reminder.
Come on.
That one.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
I'm curious, did you all hear the entire jingle there, or only part of the jingle there? I'm curious. Y'all let me know if you heard the entire thing or only part of it. All right, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. This is so wild, man. Comments are flying. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any more I can get to here. Now Carr can go preach on Sundays instead of throwing career-ending passes. As much as we clown him, not many can say they were a decade starter in the NFL. Yeah, listen, Bailey, there needs to be no confusion at all about where I stand on Derek Carr. I have always said he is a starting quarterback in the NFL, which makes you still a very rare player. He is just a lower middle tier, upper bottom tier quarterback, meaning he has a lower ceiling but a higher floor. I have said Derek Carr was your best opportunity to win games in 2025. Like, you would be better with a healthy Derek Carr than any of the young guys. But you just do not have high ceiling potential. You want to be 8-9, 9-8, great. Derek Carr is your guy. You want to have the possibility of becoming a championship team, that's never going to be your guy. We know that from his 11 years in the NFL. That's always been my point about Derek Carr. I've never said he's trash, he's awful. He's been to 4 Pro Bowls. Like, he's just never going to be a championship caliber quarterback. And that was always my point. Like, you spend a lot of money on a guy that's just going to keep you in this perpetual state of mediocrity. That's always my point. I've never said he was terrible, should never play, any of that stuff. Anyway. Yes. By the way, Ty, yes, shout out to Brock. Today is the game day prep event, and go this way. And they're awesome. I fully intended to be there. I just didn't get in till 1:00 in the morning, and then did a post game show. And I have Drew this morning, and I was fully planning to be at Brock for the game day prep event today. And then the Derek Carr news broke. So Anyway, yes, big shout out to Brock. Awesome thing they do. Physicals for incoming it's actually grade 6 through 12. It's the game day prep event over at Brock on Bluebonnet. This morning is the day. Highly recommend. If I think maybe there's about an hour left if I'm not mistaken. If you didn't register, you could still get by, but to noon. You have until noon. If you want to get by. You still have an hour to get by. brortho.com or just pop on in Brock Bluebonnet. Okay. After Dad's show, we're going to get dressed. We're going to go for a ride in Daddy's car. The Daddy's work, ride the elevators. Okay. Donald, new fresh air with Tyler Shuck. The other thing I'll be interested in, and we are obviously talking a ton about Tyler Shuck, and rightfully so, but I will be very interested to see how much growth Spencer Rattler has made year to year. Rattler's got a ton of physical ability. Can he bring it? And I would say a year's experience, but everyone's learning a new offense now. But I will be interested to see with Rattler how much progress. I mean, like, can he push Shuck for the job? I mean, I'll remind you that there was a situation in Green Bay in 2008 when the Packers drafted 2 quarterbacks that year. They drafted Brian Braum in round 2, and they drafted Matt Flynn in round 7. And Flynn beat out Braum for the job. They cut Braum and kept Flynn. Braum was the second rounder at 56 overall. Matt Flynn was a 7th rounder at 209 overall. They kept Flynn and cut Braum. They cut their 2nd round pick, kept the 7th rounder. I'm not telling you at all that Shuck is going to get. I'm not saying they're cutting Shuck. I'm just saying, like, I'm not totally throwing dirt on Spencer Rattler yet. I mean, we're obviously excited about Shuck and what he can do and taking a high draft pick. And now that the door is open, you'll have a new starting quarterback next year. I'm still not ruling out the possibility of bringing in a veteran quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater. But Joe, hopefully you do a shout out to the Emperor of Empty Yards on AFR. We'll do it. Saints plus 800 to win the division. So Joe, scroll back. Like 5 minutes ago, I called Ross Jackson, who explained the whole thing. The long and the short of it is the Saints, in effect, this retirement will nullify the contract restructure. And the Saints should get back. This is where it's just where I'm confused, man. Because like you did the restructure to move that cap money into future years. And so if you nullify it, it'll put the money back on the books for this year. But then if Carr isn't on the roster, that would effectively mean it would wipe away that the cap hit, but you would carry the dead cap number, which I don't know what that number is right now. So again, we'll find out in time exactly what it'll look like, but let's see. Okay. My mom is up here in Chicago from BR visiting me. She's cold. It was very cold in Chicago while I was there. It was sunny and beautiful, but the wind is, hence the name, the Windy City. Okay. Ross, I heard about it. Came to you first to get the analysis. Appreciate it, Ross. Thanks for being there, man. And y'all go check out Locked On, or I was saying Locked On LSU. Check out Locked On LSU, please, because I was up until 2:30 in the morning after a long day of travel to record the Locked On LSU live post game from LSU and Arkansas. So please go. I would very much appreciate it if you go check out Locked On LSU podcast or YouTube. Podcast is better for me, but if you prefer YouTube, that's totally cool. Maybe both. But yes, check out LouisianaSports.net. We'll have tons of Derek Carr coverage there for you. at Louisiana Sports and Raw Live. Everything covered at Locked On Saints. Would highly recommend you go check that out. Okay. Update on Cade Anderson. Jay seemed to downplay it last night, which is certainly good news because you aren't doing anything of significance without Cade Anderson the rest of the way. Said should have retired before the draft. The problem with that, and I don't blame you for that line of thinking. Remember, the first report that Rappaport had was on Friday, April the 11th. So that was 2 weeks before the draft, less than 2 weeks before the draft, when we first learned he had a shoulder injury. So they were still going through imaging and things like that to think like what they were going to do. He was still thinking, can I rehab it? Can I play? But as they've gone down this path now, and what the likely protocols would be, it's let him to retire. So if you missed it, part of the release from the Saints that Carr has a labral tear, so a torn labrum, and also degenerative issue with his rotator cuff. Go this way. Go, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, this way. Just way that way. I agree with this completely, Adam. Been saying this. Surprised they didn't get a big body receiver in the draft. I would love to see him go get Keenan Allen in free agency. Talked about it last week before I left. No, I understand this. I understand you can't bring that money because it has to go to, but that's why you have a dead cap. Like the money contractually that you owe someone is still going to count against the cap eventually. That's why you have a dead cap number. So even if the player isn't on the roster, it's still going to count money against the cap. For example, Ryan Ramczyk is retired, but this year, Ryan Ramczyk will count $12.3 million against the Saints cap. Because if you contractually sign that person to a contract where you owe them guaranteed money, right? So when the Saints signed Derek Carr, they owed him $100 million guaranteed. So there's no way around that $100 million. They guaranteed him that money. The other $50 million can float away because it was all theoretical if he was playing. He's not, so that goes away. But they guaranteed him $100 million. That $100 million is going to count against your salary cap over the course of however you structure it, right? So I understand, like, the cap value has to be assigned to a player. If he's not there, you can't assign it to him. I get it. But that's why you have dead cap money, because you don't get out from underneath the burden of that. Like, I mean, I guarantee you there's other players that are not currently on the New Orleans Saints team that you're going to have money count against the cap this year. I don't feel like looking at it all right now, but that's why you don't want to do bad contracts. Anyway. All right. I think we're done, y'all. I got to get going. I got a lot to do today now with this, all for baseball, and still got to take Drew to go ride elevators and all that good stuff. So 540 of you watching live is awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. All of our sponsored linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Big shout out to Brock. The game day prep event over at Brock is going on until noon. If you can get by there, of course, Parish Construction and Roofing. So much rain this week. If you had an issue with your roof, give us a shout at parishbuilt.com. And remember, shopwithmatt.com. That's the unique aesthetics website. Mother's Day is tomorrow. You can tell if it's for you, wife, girlfriend, fiance, whatever. They're opening an aesthetic clinic. All the services from Botox and filler and lasers and laser hair removal and wrinkle relax, all that stuff. Best prices you'll ever see. And you can't use it till they open at the beginning of June, but you could buy now at extremely discounted price. You go to shopwithmatt.com. That's my URL. Use my URL, shopwithmatt.com, shopwithmatt.com. Okay, y'all, have an awesome day. Please check out LouisianaSports.net for all of your Derek Carr coverage. We'll have it there for you. We'll see you. Go Tigers.